And for more, let's bring in now Jamshid Barzegar, head of DW's Farsi. He's joining us from Bonn this afternoon. Welcome to the program. Trump's hope ultimately is that this move will force Iran back to the negotiating table. Any chance that we could see Iran agreeing to that?
Thanks for having me. The short answer is, at the end of the day, yes, there is a possibility. In the past, we saw that the sanctions forced Iranian leaders to negotiate with the West and come to an agreement. So there is a chance now, again, because even though the situation in Iran, the domestic problems are much bigger than the past. There are a wide range of problems that they are struggling with, from unemployment and poverty to currency crisis, water problems, so many problems that actually, and they need money and foreign investment in the country. And with sanction, it will be impossible to actually overcome of these problems. So if the EU and Iran cannot implement the agreement, then yes, they have to go for another round of negotiation.
Let's talk about those efforts from the EU and Iran, because we know that European countries, they have reasserted their commitment to the deal. They're trying to salvage it, as you mentioned. I want to play what German Chancellor Angela Merkel had to say a little bit earlier today and then get your reaction.
We note with regret, but also with concern, the US withdrawal, which of course is of great import for such an agreement. We will remain committed to this agreement and will do everything in our power to ensure that Iran fulfills its commitments in future.
So, with Europe doing everything that it can, Jamshid, I mean, what do you see as the chances that, you know, the Europeans and the Iranians can, in effect, shore up this deal and make sure that it succeeds without the United States?
Yeah, Mr. Rouhani last night said that Iranians are happy that the U.S. is out of the deal. And even media and papers in Iran today tried to be happy and said it's good for us that the U.S. is out of the deal. But in reality, they are not happy. They are angry and concerned. They burned the United States flags in the parliament. So if you look at the over the past 2 years, not only Iranian hardliners, but also Mr. Rouhani and his team always complain about the United States commitment. And they were saying that they are not doing their job, and so we are not benefiting from the deal. It was a time that the United States was in the deal. Now that they are gone, it would be more difficult. And even the European leaders have admitted that the deal is not perfect. So, and they cannot force companies and banks, for instance, to invest in Iran. It would be, in reality, very, very difficult for them to do that without the United States. Very difficult.
Absolutely, and I mean, there's so much riding here on in terms of the economics. We're going to get a little bit more about that from our business desk in just a short while. But first, I'd like to talk a little bit more about what the U.S. withdrawal means for domestic politics there in Iran, because you know this is potentially a victory for the hardliners who would like to see proliferation resumed in the country. Is that a fair assessment, and how big a threat is it?
Yeah, that's true. As we saw in the international scene, a playing game, we see the same inside the country. So hardliners now started even more strongly criticized Rouhani and said that his approach was totally wrong, and we should go for enrichment again. But at the same time, they are very cautious. Supreme leader, who always was talking against the deal, Iran nuclear deal, now is hoping that European country give them a guarantee and keep the deal alive. But so it is. There is a chance they are talking about starting a new round of uranium enrichment, but at the same time they are very cautious. They don't want to lose European side as well. There is a chance that hardliners get the upper hand in short term, but I don't see that even they go so far.
So there are so many different moving parts to this story, and we thank you so much for putting it into perspective for us. Jamshid Barzegar, head of DW Farsi in Bonn. We appreciate it.